Hi everybody, my name's Helen and today we're going to be looking at kettlebell exercises for cyclists. Kettlebells are a really great tool to have. They're very versatile, excellent for working your core, your posterior chain and hip extension, which are wonderful for cyclists because cycling is obviously very quad heavy. You're in a seated position, so you need to take every opportunity you can to strengthen your hip flexors and open them up. I've selected 5 exercises today to work on our core, posterior chain and hip extension. First things first, if any of these exercises cause you any pain, please stop. Replace the exercises with something you feel comfortable doing. Also, if you're a beginner, please start with a light weight. It's a lot better to work on your movement pattern, to work on your technique before going heavy. I will offer, when possible, an easier or a harder option. For example, if you're not comfortable holding the kettlebell over your head, you don't have to, there will be other options. So, first things first, let's warm up, because as you can see, it's very cold here. So we're going to start off, just follow me, we're going to start off with a nice easy warm up. Feet together, we're going to start off with jumping jacks. So we're just going to go for 10 jumping jacks. Let's get the heart rate up. Okay, from here, feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're going to put our hands behind our head and we're going to start working on this hip hinge that is going to be super important for this whole workout. What I want you to imagine here is that you've got a wall behind you and you want to touch that wall with your bum. So you're just going to go back and bring forward. And you're really thinking about pushing your bum back, not bending your knees. Your knees will bend naturally. This exercise is called a good morning and we're going for 10. Should feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Nice. From here, feet a little bit wider. We're just going to go 10 squats. You can keep your hands behind your head. Getting nice and warm. Okay, from here, what we're going to do, keeping our back straight, we're going to work on this hip hinge. We're going to keep our feet out a little bit and we're going to take our fingers down to mid tibia, and then when we're here, we're going to come into a deep squat, if you can, and just wiggle around a little bit, find a bit of movement, and then lift the bum back up. Nice stretch in the hamstrings and all the way up. Let's go back down, almost like a deadlift into a deep squat, as deep as you can go. If it doesn't look like mine today, it doesn't matter. Just do what you can, is warm up. Let's go for 5 of these. Wiggle around here. Find a bit of movement, a bit of mobility in those hips. And up. Down. Nice, that feels good. From here, work back up. I'm going to kind of come into 10 lunges with arms overhead, opening up those hips again. May have lost count. Nice. Second round, 10 jumping jacks. Let's go. Getting nice and warm. Good mornings. So really working on posterior stretch, stretching glutes, hamstrings. Trying to touch that wall behind you with your bum. Nice, into 10 squats. Keeping your arms behind your head if you want. Nice and dynamic, going straight down. Soon as your bum goes lower than your knees, driving back up. Nice. And from here, our deadlift to deep squat. Nice mobility exercise, so pushing our glutes back, and then from here, coming into a nice squat, around a bit, finding a bit of movement in the hips, and then lifting back up. Bending your knees, pushing your elbows into your inner thighs to really widen that squat, like a yogi squat. Okay, 3 more like that. And if you're only here, that's fine. If you have to up on your tips of your toes, it's still on your hips. It's good work. One more. We're going to come to the top of our mat for reverse lunges. So the same thing, we're just stepping backwards. 5 on each side. Already waking up that core a little bit. Nice, you should be a little bit warmed up now. If you need a bit more, just pause the video and do it again. But I'm now going to show you the 5 exercises that we're going to be looking at today. So you need obviously a kettlebell, and that's all. So the first exercise we're going to look at is a really good foundation exercise. It's the deadlift. It's great for glute and it's great for glute and posterior strength. How we're going to do this, we're going to have the kettlebell in between our heels with our feet larger than hip width, almost as wide as the mat. And all we're going to do here, like in the warm-up, is push our hips back. The knees will bend naturally. We grab the kettlebell, we lift it up, then we touch and go, and really driving through the hips, squeezing the bum at the top of every movement. Our second exercise is the kettlebell swing. So it's a great evolution from the deadlift. This time we want the kettlebell a little bit in front of us, so we're creating a triangle between our feet and the kettlebell. Again, same hip hinge as we did in the warm-up, as we did with the deadlift, so you will be getting good at it now. So we're taking the hips back. We're going to grab the kettlebell, hike it back, and then extend the hips, breathing out as you raise the kettlebell. Now this is not an arm exercise, so your arms stay close to your body, they're relaxed. It's the momentum from the hips that's bringing the kettlebell up. Next, goblet squat. So first things first, how do we safely get the kettlebell up into the goblet rack, it's called. So we do almost like a deadlift here, and as we bring it up, we change the grip, keeping our elbows down. From here, we go straight down, elbows between the knees, driving through. Straight down, should be leaning forward or back, straight down, drive. Nice. Now we get to the maybe more challenging exercises where we're going to be off balancing our body by having the kettlebell only on one side. So the first one is the reverse lunge. We saw it in the warm-up, but we're going to have the kettlebell overhead on one side. So we want it here in this position, straight arm, kettlebell up. So first thing, how to safely get it up there. Using both hands, same as a goblet squat, but you're going to just take it over to one side, okay? From here, a little push press to get it up. From this position, we're going to go reverse lunge. So obviously your core is having to work like crazy because you've got the weight on one side. So this whole exercise, you're going to be trying to get in balance. This is a great core exercise. I'm down, up, down, up. Using this other arm to balance, focusing on a point in front of you, as you can see that I'm doing. Safely bringing the kettlebell back down. The last exercise is a kind of version of a Turkish get-up. Turkish get-up is probably my favorite kettlebell exercise, but you need a whole video to explain it. So I'm doing a half Turkish get-up. So what we're going to do is we're going to start kneeling. Again, safely putting up the kettlebell, and we're going to just keep it on one shoulder in this front rack position with a nice high elbow. From here, we're going to come up to standing and back down, changing the leg, the lead leg each time. Up to standing, back down, okay? And what I forgot to mention before with the overhead, if you don't want to have it on one side, if you just feel that's too much imbalance for today, keep it in that goblet squat position that we use for the goblet squat. And the same goes for the lunges. If you prefer it to be in the center, you don't want it over the head, just keep it here. Right, so there are 5 exercises. Now we're going to start the workout. So we're going to do 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, twice through. On one side, we stay with the kettlebell on our right arm for those last 2 exercises. And on the second round, we'll go to the left. Right, we're going to start in 10 seconds. Timer should come up on the screen. I'm going to start with our deadlift. So kettlebell in between the heels. Let's go. 45 seconds. Working on that technique. Should feel it in your glutes. Touch and go. You're really imagining that you want to touch something behind you with your bum. And then your knees will bend naturally. But it's not a knee bend. It's not the first thing you should be thinking about. You're in good posture, shoulders back and down. It's great, keep going. 10 more seconds. Nice. Getting ready, we're using these 15 seconds to rest, but also prepare the next position so we do it safely. We're getting into this triangle position. We're going to work again on this hip hinge, but this time a bit more power coming from the hips. Keeping those arms close to the body. This is a great conditioning exercise. You're really working everything, but fantastic for the back of your legs. Something maybe neglected in cycling. Keeping your arms close. Breathing out as the kettlebell comes up. Hike back, accelerate. 3, 2, 1. Safely putting it down. Now we're going to get it up safely for our next exercise, which is the goblet squat. So we come as if we were to do a deadlift. Change the grip. So we're ready. Off we go. Driving through. Coming up to a solid standing plank, as we call it. Knees following the line of the toes. As soon as that bum goes lower than the hips, you drive it up. Five more seconds. You got this. 2 and 1. Ooh. Always room for one more, safely putting it down. Now we're going to our reverse lunge with the overhead. Oops, microphone issue. So getting it safely up into our overhead position. And remember, if you're not comfortable with an overhead position, you keep it in the goblet position. Keeping really straight in the upper body. Your upper arm should be touching your ear. How easy to get off balance when I speak. I won't speak too much during this one. Concentration. That core is working like mad, keeping my body stable. 3, 2, 1, lower it down safely. Coming down to our knees. If this hurts your knees, just double up on your mat. Getting the kettlebell up safely using both hands. High elbow. We're going to stand up. Great exercise, really working on power in that lead leg. Increasing the power you're going to be able to put on your pedals. Still on that right arm. Nice, changing legs every time. So a lot of coordination, a lot of concentration. Nice. Great, we've done round one. Ready for round two. We're going to keep going straight away. If you need a pause at home, stop the video, have a drink. But if not, let's get right to it. Kettlebell between our heels, deadlifts. Let's go. Touch the ground and drive back up. Shoulders back and down, looking straight ahead. Five more seconds, all the way to the end. 2, 1, safely putting the kettlebell back down. Great. Getting us ready for our kettlebell swing. So we're going to put the kettlebell in front of us, creating this triangle position. Deadlifting down to get it, hiking it back. Exhaling as we power it through. Keeping our arms close to the body. Kettlebell should not be coming any higher than your eyes. As I said, it's not an arm exercise. Arms remain relaxed. Hiking back, hip extension forward. In 3, 2, 1, lower it down. Right, goblet squat. Let's get it into a nice, safe goblet position by going down as if we were to do a deadlift, deadlifting up, changing the grip. Let's go. Knees, elbows coming to the inside of the thigh, touching the inner knee. Driving up. Hope you're getting warm. Even I'm warm. Driving up. 10 more seconds. One more. Yes. Safely putting the kettlebell down. 2 more exercises to go. We're moving on to our left hand. So using both hands, deadlift up and then help the kettlebell get to one shoulder. And then we do a little press. Holding it up, left arm really stable. Let's lunge. Now concentration. Remember, if you're not comfortable holding it over your head, keep it in that goblet squat position. You can see how much I'm having to concentrate. You will notice as well if this feels a lot more difficult on your left or your right. I know that my left is a lot weaker. I'm really focusing on something in front of me. Great, using your other hand, bring it down safely. Bring it down to the ground. Kneeling with the left front rack. So bringing up the kettlebell, using both hands to get it up there. Elbow nice and high, nice and tall. Pull in that tummy. Up we go. Concentrate so you're changing that lead leg each time. This is like a step up exercise if you were stepping up onto a box. This is one you can do at home. Last one. Keep concentrated, keep that core tight. Nice. Safely put that kettlebell down. Obviously, if you want more, you carry on. We're going to stop the video there for now. We've done 2 rounds. We've worked a lot on our posterior chain, our glutes, our core. So great work, everybody, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye.